Department of Pharmaceutical Technology at Health Institute of Pharmacy, Ahmedabad. Welcome to this video lecture. In this video, we will see about the physical incompatibilities, that is the type of pharmaceutical incompatibilities. Incompatibilities means undesirable changes, and pharmaceutical incompatibilities, these are the undesirable changes related to the pharmaceutical drug products. So we can define pharmaceutical incompatibilities as the undesirable changes which occur by prescribing or mixing formulation ingredients or drugs which are antagonistic in nature because of their physical, chemical or therapeutic properties, and this undesirable change may change the appearance of the pharmaceutical dosage form or may affect the safety and therapeutic purpose of the drug involved in the pharmaceutical dosage form. Pharmaceutical incompatibilities can be of three types. So one, that is physical incompatibility, second, that is chemical incompatibility, and third, that is therapeutic incompatibility. This classification or types based on the types of the interaction that occurs between the formulation ingredient. Whenever I say formulation, that means the formulation of the drug product that includes the drug and the other ingredients which are called excipients. So we can define a physical incompatibility as the undesirable change which occur on mixing of the formulation ingredients because of their antagonistic nature, and these changes are because of the physical properties of the formulation ingredients involved, and this may affect the safety and therapeutic purpose of the drug involved in the dosage form or may result into the change in appearance which may be unacceptable. The chemical incompatibility can be defined as undesirable changes when which occur on mixing of the formulation ingredients which are antagonistic in nature because of the chemical properties. So this incompatibility includes the chemical reaction that occurs between the formulation ingredient, and this reaction results into the undesirable changes which may change the appearance of the product or which may affect the safety and the purpose of the drug involved in the dosage form. We can define the therapeutic compatibility as the change in therapeutic response, that is change in drug effect, or the change in intensity, or the intensity of the therapeutic is different than the intended by the physician or prescriber, that is called therapeutic incompatibility. So this is also called the drug interaction, and usually this therapeutic incompatibility is related with the prescription error, that is the error by the physician while writing the prescription, and because of the non-compliance by the patients regarding the administration of the drug or the timing of the administration, or sometime it may occur because of the change in the drug because of the improper storage by the patients. So earlier there was the concept of compounding and dispensing pharmacy, in which the physician were writing the prescription which included the list of formulation ingredient and the type of dosage form that is to be formulated. So the pharmacist were supposed to prepare this formulation when they receive the prescription. But right now in market we see that ready-made formulations are available. So it is the responsibility of the formulation pharmacist during the development stage to understand about the possible reasons that can result into the various types of the incompatibilities, and the sufficient skill is required to solve the issues regarding these incompatibilities. Let's see about the detail of physical incompatibility. This incompatibility as we have defined earlier, this is because of the physical interaction between the formulation ingredient, and this results into the changes in physical property of the dosage form like a change in appearance, that is a change in clarity or change in viscosity, change in color, odor or taste, or the change in morphological characteristic of the drug, and this may result into the ununiform, unpalatable or unacceptable dosage form. So the possible reasons behind this incompatibility include the insolubility, immiscibility, precipitation, liquefaction of the solids, evaporation, absorption, and complexation because of the physical interaction. So let's see what are these reasons. And this physical incompatibility may or may not affect the therapeutic response, but due to the unacceptable changes in the appearance, the pharmacist has to think about the solution to eliminate the problem regarding the physical incompatibility. So let's see about the insolubility, how it is responsible for the physical incompatibility. So insolubility, that is related with the particular kind of dosage form. These are the liquid dosage form which involve the solid that is insoluble in the liquid system, that is selected in dosage form, and this kind of dosage forms are called suspension. And in this kind of dosage form, because of the insolubility of solid, there is a problem of settling of the insoluble solids in the liquid system at the bottom of the container. So at the time of administration, that results into the dosage inaccuracy. That means the patient might administer the supernatant, and the settled part may contain the drug. So that results into the dosage inaccuracy, and also it looks inelegant. So how to see the aspects of this kind of incompatibility? So this incompatibility involves the insoluble solid. So this insoluble solid can be of two types, that is diffusible and indiffusible. If the solids are diffusible in nature, then this type of solids won't result into the much problem, because diffusible solids, these solids do not pose a problem during the preparation and later during the administration, because the diffusible solids are by the nature can easily diffuse, can easily distribute into the liquid system, and if the settle just by gentle shaking, it can easily redistributed into the liquid system. So for this kind of solids which are insoluble in liquid system, just the labeling instruction of shake well before use can eliminate the problem of dosage inaccuracy. But when the solid that is involved is insoluble and indiffusible, these solids cannot be easily distributed during the preparation, and once the settle cannot be easily redistributed on the shaking. So to formulate this kind of solids into the suspension kind of dosage form, it requires the addition of the ingredient that is called suspending agent, that helps to suspend or distribute the solids in the liquid system. Sometimes the weighting agent, if the solids are poorly weightable into the liquid system that is used, weighting agents like surfactants can be used to enhance the weighting and thereby the distribution of the solid in liquid system. Variety of the suspending agents available in the market. These are the natural gums or the cellulose derivatives, and the popularly during the dispensing time was the 2% weight by volume compound powdered tragacanth, that involves the mixture of the tragacanth, gum acacia, starch and refined sugar. So this compound is having better suspending ability compared to the individual tragacanth or acacia. But one has to be careful while selecting the suspending agent. If the suspending agents are of having ionic charge, for example, sodium CNC, that is the cellulose derivative, it is anionic in nature, and if this is added to the formulation containing cationic species, and this may result into the precipitation. And optimization of the suspending agent is also important. So when formulation involve the drug like phenacetin, that is analgesic drug, this is indiffusible in nature, so addition of suspending agent is important. And if the dealing with bismuth carbonate or magnesium carbonate, these are diffusible in nature, so this can be easily prepared without the suspending agent. Let's see about the another problem, that is called immiscibility. Now this is also regarding the insolubility, but here the formulation ingredients which are responsible for the incompatibilities are in liquid in nature. So this involves the mixture of two liquids, and these two liquids are immiscible with each other. So generally the liquids which are polar or non-polar or oily and aqueous, these are immiscible with each other. For example, if we mix castor oil with water, this results into the immiscibility, because oil and water are immiscible into each other, and this castor oil is used as a laxative. So this results, so what happens when we mix these liquids together, and when we shake or when we apply the energy in form of the stirring by the mechanical stirrer, we find the distribution of one phase into another phase in form of globule. That depends on the quantity of liquids. The one which is in small quantity compared to the another one, that small quantity of liquid will form the globules into the another liquid. But when we remove the energy and if we keep that is undisturbed, then we may find that the separation occurs within the short period of time, or sometimes immediately we can find the separation of these two liquids. So depending on the density of the internal phase liquid, we may find the creaming. If the liquid is having low density, it will form the upper layer, or if the liquid is having high density, it will sediment at the bottom. So this results into the phase separation, and this results into the non-uniformity of the distribution of the drug, if that is that is present in one of the oil, and this results into the doses inaccuracy and inelegancy. So how to solve this? So this kind of mixtures are called immersion, but only these are called immersion when the addition of the another ingredient is there, and that is called emulsifier. So immersion involves the mixture of the immiscible liquids and emulsifier or the emulsifying agent. So this emulsifier is having amphiphilic nature. It is having hydrophilic part, that is represented by the polar group you can see in the diagram, and the hydrophobic chain part. So this emulsifier get accumulated at the interface, that is the phase between the two liquids, and thereby reduce the interfacial tension between these two phases and prevent the aggregation of the globules of the internal phase, and stabilize the distribution of the globule in the liquid system. So addition of the emulsifier can eliminate the problem of immiscibility, and labeling instruction for the shake well before use can minimize the problem regarding the dosage inaccuracy. Let's see about the another problem, that is called precipitation. Now this is regarding the precipitation of the solubilized formulation ingredient, which can be excipient or the drug. So this system involves the multiple solvents. That means the drug or the formulation excipient is soluble in one of the solvent system, but when we add the another solvent, that results into the change in solubility of the solubilized drug. So that may result into the precipitation depending on the amount of the drug or the formulation excipient involved and the amount of solvent that is involved. For example, when we mix the alcoholic extract of the resin in water, so what happens? The resin is soluble in alcohol. So when we take alcoholic extract, it is in clear solution form. But when we add into the water, there is a change in solvent system and resins are insoluble in water. So that results into the precipitation. Now the precipitation depends on the quantity of resin. If the alcoholic extract containing the resin that is to be added in water, and if that quantity of resin is having solubility in water, see there are ingredients which have the range of solubility from slightly soluble to the very soluble. So if this resins, whatever quantity that is involved, that is soluble in the amount of the liquid that is involved, then we may not find the precipitation. But if the quantity of resin involved is above the solubility limit, then we can expect the precipitation. Same way, if we add alcohol into the aqueous dispersion of the hydrophilic compounds or colloids, then this results into the change in solubility and may result into the precipitation of the colloids. So, when precipitation occurs, this can be of two type. The precipitate can be diffusible in nature, and as we discussed, or as I discussed earlier regarding the insoluble diffusible kind of solids, the problem can be solved for this kind of precipitate. Precipitate can be indiffusible, and for this indiffusible, the problem can be solved like we discussed in the problem that occurs with the insoluble solid by adding suspending agent. Let's see about the another problem that is the liquefaction of the solid. Now in this case, the desirable formulation or the dosage form that is solid in nature, and the one of the best example to explain this in incompatibility, that is eutactic mixture. That is the powder dosage form, and this mixture involves the components which form the eutactic mixture. That means when we mix these ingredients, they lower the melting point of the each other because of this eutactic mixture, and this results into the softening of the powder mass, or they may turn into the liquid form. So that results into the phase change from solid to liquid. So this is undesirable, and this kind of problem can be solved by different way. For example, if the formulation components are forming the eutactic mixture, then these components are separate. These components can be separately dispensed or packed, and at the time of administration, this can be mixed together. Or this problem can be solved by adding the adsorbent like kaolin or magnesium carbonate. So how this adsorbent can be used? These formulation components which form the eutactic mixture can be mixed separately with the sufficient quantity of the adsorbent, and now the mix of this eutactic component with the adsorbent mixed together lightly, and that can be dispensed or packed. Or if by chance the liquefaction of the solid occurs in the eutactic mixture, then this liquid can be adsorbed over the surface of the adsorbent. That is again by adding the adsorbent, and that results into the free flowing powder. So that is how the incompatibility of eutactic mixture can be solved. The liquefaction of the solid can also result because of the property of the component that is called the deliquescence property. In this, the solids absorb the atmospheric moisture and get dissolved in this absorbed moisture and turn into the liquid form. For example, the salt, as we see in high humidity condition in monsoon, the salt get liquefied if we keep it open in atmosphere. The other reasons which can cause the physical incompatibilities include the evaporation of the water. If the system is aqueous and the evaporation of water, if it occurs during the formulation, it can be solved by maintaining the level of the water. But if it occurs during the storage, then what happens? The evaporation of the water results into the change in the quantity of the water, and that results into the change in the concentration, change in the viscosity of the drug present in the formulation, or it may result into the crystallization because of the change in solubility. And we observe this kind of problem in syrups. So what happens during the storage and if evaporation occurs, that may be during the opening of the container. What we observe, the sugar crystal at the neck of the container, and that is because of the evaporation of the water from the portion that is at the neck portion. So this kind of problem can occur with this evaporation of the water. One more problem, that is adsorption. Now that is regarding the adsorption of the important formulation ingredient by the other ingredient. For example, one of the ingredient, that is preservative, which is very important formulation excipient that prevent the microbial growth. Now if that is also used in low concentration, so if this preservative is being adsorbed over the other ingredient, that results into the change in concentration, that is effective concentration of preservative in the liquid system, and that would be insufficient to prevent the microbial growth, and that results into the degradation of the product. The problem of absorption, that means suppose the ingredients are hygroscopic and and if these ingredients absorb the moisture from the air, then this results into the softening of the mass or formation of the lump. Very popular example, that is of the food, that is the Bonvita, right? So we all know about this problem. It is very hygroscopic, and if we do not take care, the next time when we open the bottle, we find the very stiff mass. So this can also happen with the some of the hygroscopic pharmaceutical ingredient. One more problem that can be related to the complexification, and that is because of the physical interaction. And one of the example of this complexing agent, that is beta cyclodextrin, that form the physical complex with the small molecules. The structure of beta cyclin is in such a way that it is having cavity, bucket types of structure, and the bucket having cavity that can include the small molecules. And if the small molecules are drug molecules, then this complexation may result into the change in effective concentration that is available for the effect. So this complexation may be desirable, and sometimes it is undesirable. That depends on the property that is desirable. So in general, we can say that we as a pharmacist can correct the physical incompatibilities by adding the suspending agent for insoluble kind of solids. We can add emulsifiers in case of immiscible liquids. Then we can change the solvent system if precipitation problem is there, or sometimes by simply changing the order of mixing, the problem can be minimized, or the change in dosage form can be preferred, but that is the last option. That means if the stability issues cannot be solved in liquid dosage form, then solid dosage form like tablet or capsule can be preferred, or the incompatibility can be solved by omitting or substituting or adding the other ingredient, or the omission of the substitution of the formulation ingredients, or the addition of the ingredients which are not having any therapeutic effect. By this we can solve the physical incompatibility issues. One more solution is that change in form of the ingredient. That means if the drug is insoluble in the selected solvent system, then its salt form can be used if the salt form is having higher solubility. So the insolubility issue can be minimized or solved by this method. So one or more methods can be applied to solve the physical incompatibilities. So that is all about the physical incompatibilities. the causes and remedies. So students can be asked a question related to this topic, like define pharmaceutical incompatibilities and explain physical incompatibilities with a suitable example. Or the specific example can be asked, like explain the physical incompatibility due to liquefaction by suitable examples. The content of this presentation is referred from the chapter that is pharmaceutical incompatibilities. That is the textbook of Pharmaceutics 2 by Dr. Ikishet. One of the article that is regarding the deliquescence of the pharmaceutical ingredients that can also be referred. I hope you find this video useful regarding the information provided. You can see this video and other videos related to the pharma topics on our official YouTube channel, that is Pharma Ignite. So do visit this channel and watch this video. Thank you very much for your attention.